Good news, everyone! I'm not dead after all. I decided that this project is worth continuing, so if you're one of the 7 people or 8 people that watched my last 2 videos, guess what? We are still going on here, guys. Awesome. Now that we beat the Dardusk Gym, the bridge that was previously inaccessible to us, but accessible to everybody else, is now accessible to us. And that's probably the most times I've said accessible in one sentence in my entire life. So, yep. And that was Lance and his Dragonite, and I don't know why Lance was riding a plane and not his Dragonite, because Dragonite can learn fly and stuff, but, you know, whatever, sprite limitations, I guess. But Muffin Duck's evolving! Finally, we get to see Muffin Duck's final form, the Flygon. Awesome Pokemon, great typing. Not quite as good as Garchomp, which came out in the next generation, but hey, who am I to complain? And I have not been able to find a Gibble in this game anyway, so we would not be able to see a Garchomp. But I have a massive hard-on for Dragon Pokemon, as do most people who play this game. Because how can you not love them? They're so strong. The only things they're weak against, for the most part, unless they have like a subtype that cripples them a little bit, is that guy plays in the woods throughout his childhood. Okay, cool. Whatever works for you, man. They're only weak to ice and other dragon types, which I think is kind of cool. Like, some people don't like that dragons are weak to dragons, but think about it. It's kind of like a mythical reference. Like, dragons are so strong that the only thing that can kill them is other dragons. So, there you go. That's all the reasoning that you need. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright? No complaining. They're awesome. My favorite Pokemon of all time, as I said in the first video, is Salamence. So, and we meet up with Solana here, who's gonna battle us, and leads off with her Grotle, and I just decided to go for an Aurora Beam, and luckily get a crit and take it out, so no threat there, but 2 Deep's not going to be able to deal with this Manectric, so I'm going to switch out and go to, come on me, Horse Dick, who has evolved, if you've noticed, into Drapion. I can't remember if that happened last episode, and I just kind of edited it out or something. I know I do a lot of grinding off camera, so it might have happened when I, between this video, the last video and this one. I'm not 100% sure on that. And Milk Tank, awesome. You're just gonna keep using Milk Drink. That's nice, thank you. Gets a nasty flinch there, and is using Bide, so I decided to go for a rest. And the amount of energy she unleashes there should not really do anything to me. So, and I misclicked there. I hit another rest, and I meant to hit Snore. So I'll wake up using Aurora Beam. This really isn't going so well, and her rollouts are going to be very powerful against me because Ice type is weak to Rock type. So I'm going to have to stay and go for Muffin Duck, who has a Rock resistance, and just try and take it out with a few crunches because it's not going to be doing much to me with those rollouts unless it gets like 5-6 off in a row. So we beat Solana. I actually am tired this time, guys, a little bit. I haven't been sleeping so well lately. I don't know why. But I just got off work like an hour ago, so I mean, I'm a little bit tired. I'm not gonna lie. A good Pokemon can easily win battles. Yes, and apparently your Pokemon were not good enough. His favorite type of Pokemon is Bug. That's my second favorite type of Pokemon. And as I've mentioned many times, I used to hate Bug types because I thought they were useless. But that's probably just some leftover bias from being a kid and playing Red and Blue, where Bug types actually were pointless. So, but now, if you have noticed, I actually do use Bug types very often. So I usually tend to have one on every team and every game I have. Red's going to challenge us, and he's going to send out his Bagon, and I'd really like to know where he got it, because Salamence, as I've said, is my favorite Pokemon. Because there was a there's a long period of time throughout middle school and early high school when I kind of grew away from Pokemon, and I don't know, I thought I was too old for it, and I didn't think it was cool, and the amount of, you know what, I'm not even going to go there. I don't know, I just decided I didn't want to play it anymore, and I finally decided to pick it back up again when I went to Blockbuster one day and I had a gift card, and I noticed that they had Diamond version for pretty cheap, so for like 20 bucks. So I picked it up, and just out of curiosity, just to see what they'd done with the franchise, and I liked it, but I mean, to be fair, nowadays I still don't even like Diamond and Pearl, and I'm going to shut up for a minute so Too Deep can evolve here into Walrein, final stage. Awesome, I've never used a Walrein before, so there we go. I've heard it can be a pretty good staller in competitive battles, but it is pretty underused as far as I know. I mean, I don't really know anything about competitive battling. I've just joined my first tournament, and probably I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but hey, what the hell, it'll be fun. Where was I going? Oh yeah, I still don't like Diamond and Pearl very much, just because the whole game just moves way too slowly for me. It takes forever. All the attack animations take forever. It takes forever to grind. It sucks, to be honest. The music's not that great or memorable. I don't know. Generation 4 is probably my second least favorite generation, but it's still pretty good. And Platinum, which I just got, is awesome. I will admit that. That is a great game. It fixed most to about all of the problems with the game. And when I picked up Diamond again, I liked it. And in the post-game, I don't know why, but my curiosity was kind of struck up with Baggin. And I wanted to know where to find one, and I finally did, and it evolved into my Salamence, and I transferred that Salamence over to 3 or 4 different games before I finally ended up deleting it a few weeks ago to start a new game on Diamond, or Pearl rather. I have Pearl now, but I've always loved Salamence, and I don't know, it's just got sentimental value to me, because Des the Salamence, you are lost but not forgotten. That's for sure. We've reached the small town of Enemy Town, which another kind of stupid name. I liked when the I like when the names of towns have a theme, and in this game it really relates to the town somehow, at least. We can pick up a Riolu from this guy, and I pick it up for some reason, even though I have 6 Pokemon in my party. Usually they tell you you can't, but for that, somehow that time it was okay. I like when the names of the towns at least have something to do with the town, if not contributing to some overall theme. Like in Red and Blue, it was called Colors, like obscure colors. But after that, they kind of just like started going. Oh yeah, in Gold and Silver, it was obscure colors for the most part, too, except for New Bark. And that might even be a color. I'm not 100% sure on that. What was I saying? Enemy Town really doesn't have anything to do with the town. So, I don't know. Whatever. We get there's some different HMs in this hack, which is interesting. There's a move called Lava Surf, which is essentially the same as Flamethrower, but so I'm gonna teach it to Eric in the place of Flamethrower, because what the hell? It's the same damn move, and it actually helps us progress in the game. So I need to teach it to somebody, and unfortunately, he now knows 2 HM moves. So I need to find the move deleter at some point, but hopefully I can find him pretty soon, so he doesn't have to know Cut anymore, because that just sucks. And Behind You needs a small upgrade to his physical attack, so I just give him Strength. I've never minded my Pokemon knowing moves like Strength or Surf, because they're actually strong moves. Whereas stuff like Cut and Rock Smash, they're not even strong. And Rock Smash is nice because it has fighting typing, which can help you out if early on in the game if your Pokemon don't know any fighting moves. But Cut's pretty much useless. I mean, it's not... The only normal type physical attack it's better than is like Tackle or Scratch. And Kenta comes out of that cave there. He's going to battle us. There are 3 rival battles in this video. That might be a record for this Let's Play. Someone will have to keep track of that. I have no idea. But, sends out his Magmortar and gets a fucking burn on my Walrein, which sucks because, Water Pulse is a physical type attack, so when its attack is cut, it's crippled a little bit, and by that regard. But luckily for me, it's just got he's just got types that are resistant, or not, that are weak to Water Pulse, and I can take anything out with 2 hits. So it's gonna send out his Lairon, which is his last Pokemon after his Magmortar, and ooh, I lived with 1 HP after that burn. So I'm going to switch out and send out Muffin Duck because he's the only other Pokemon that can even do anything to this Lairon, because nobody else has like a water type or fire. I guess Eric has fire type moves, but I don't want to risk like a Rock Slide or something like that because that's a pretty high level. So yeah, so we beat Kenta, and we're gonna go in this really awful, I hate this cave, worst cave ever. The only cave that was more annoying than this was probably Rock Tunnel in Red and Blue, because it was so long, and if you wanted to go to the Pokemon Center, you had to go all the way back out, and Zubats and Geodudes everywhere. There's a lot of annoying trainer battles in here, but the wild encounters are actually pretty decent. See, here's a wild Torkoal, and there are Magmars, and I think there's Numels and Slugmas too, as well as Zubats, of course. You can't have a cave without Zubat, guys. You just can't do it. Black and White came out, and they started it. Even when Black and White came out, they had to introduce Woobat. Yeah, you can't have a cave without something that rhymes with Zubat, at least, if not Zubat. So you have to have caves with, you know what I'm saying. And you have to have a stereotypical rock type that hangs out. Excuse me. Hangs out in the caves and evolves by trade, which is really annoying until you buy a second DS and officially declare that you have no friends like me and trade with yourself. So I do that all the time now, and I get to use a lot of the other alternate evolutions that I never got to use. Like right now in Soul Silver, I'm using a Politoad instead of a Poliwrath, which is pretty awesome. I like Politoad so far. I kind of wish it had something a little more going for it, because I think I got the wrong ability, because I know it can start rain right when it comes out into battle. I think I got the wrong one. So whatever, I'm not too shaken up about it, because I'm not going to use it for competitive battling anyway, so I don't care. Like, it's not like I can form a Rain Dance team for in-game. That'd be kind of stupid. And this guy named Zero is going to offer us a Dano, which evolves into Hydreigon, which is probably another one of my favorite Pokemon. Like, Dark and Dragon type. How can you go wrong? That is just badass in every definition of the word, in my opinion. I love Dark types. There really aren't enough of them. I honestly think there aren't enough Dark types. There's not a lot of Dragon types, but it's supposed to be that way. They're supposed to be rare and mythical and stuff. But, and honestly, there are some Dragon types I wouldn't mind eliminating completely, because I don't even like them. Like, Altaria is just kind of average, in my opinion. And even Haxorus, I think it's just kind of a mediocre dragon. Like, do it right or don't do it at all, in my opinion. But Black and White did get it right with Hydreigon. Like, finally, they create a Dragon-type Pokemon with 3 heads. That's just awesome. There's so many mythical, like, in lore, so many dragons with 3 heads that it's just like, why did it take you this long to make one? And there are some, you know, other untouched animal designs that I'd really like to... I'd like to help Game Freak out a little bit, because I feel like there are a lot of Pokemon ideas that could be touched up on still, but for the most part, they're doing a pretty good job. Just like, you know, every generation's gonna have its shit Pokemon. It's just a fact of life. Generation 1 had, like, you know, Muck and all that stupid stuff, and you know, I never really liked Magnemite, the Magnemite series, or the Muck series, and I kind of hated Jinx, and, like, every generation has its stupid Pokemon. So if you are ignoring Generation 5 because of its because it has bad Pokemon, you're just being ignorant. That's what I say to anybody who avoids the later generations just because, oh, the only Pokemon I know are the original 150. Well, maybe you should stop being such a stubborn jackass and actually try playing the new games. You might actually enjoy them. You never know. Just my 2 cents, because I'm sick of people passing off on Black and White and telling me that I play stupid kids games and, like, stuff like that, because it's probably the best, besides, you know, Gold and Silver are always going to be my favorite. Soul Silver, in particular, is always going to be my favorite Pokemon game. I don't think anything can touch that. But, Black and White are some of the best Pokemon games I've ever played. So if you haven't played it just due to, you don't want to, check it out. You'll be doing yourself a favor. So we reached the end of the cave, and that's the end of this video. So I'll see you next time. Bye, guys!